we are going to be looking at this. Okay, here we are. All right. So we have our number. We have 2,345. Let's see if I can get this better. 3,425. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. So we're going to do our abacus, and my abacus is upside down. Okay, this is an abacus. An abacus is a counting tool. This counting tool is going to help me understand what are we going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is understand. We're going to do 2,330 through 2,345. 2,345. We have 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This is the value of 5. So when we're looking, we have our number. We have 2,345. We're going to color it in on the abacus. So we have 2, 1, 2, and I don't have anything here, so this is going to go. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Is it technical? Really? Okay. 1, 2. That's 2,300. 1, 2, 3. We have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. The top beat will always be 5. So when we're looking, we have 2,345. That is what that looks like. So then because this is called my reverse maze, I give you the path and we take the number and we go over here. Hello everybody, welcome everybody. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. It is not difficult. Thank you so much for joining. So we're going to do 7,000, 5, 6, 7, 600, 5, 6, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5. So we have 7,000, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 6, and then we have 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5. That's what that looks like. 7,695. And what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. So now we have our next number, which is 2,645. So we have 2,645. So we have 2,645. There we go. There we go. So then we have our next number. Whoa, our path is going this way, so we just need to go that way. So we have 4,775. Thank you so much for liking the lives. Thank you so much for liking the live. So we do 4,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 775. So we're going to do that. We're going to color in our abacus. We're going to do 4,775. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. That's how it works. The top bead will always be 5. And then anything that attaches at the bottom is counted as 1. So when we look, this is 5, and then we get to 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we're looking, we can do 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this is 10. 10 is a 198. That's what that looks like. Yep. So we have 9,000, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 200, 1, 2, 58, 5, 6, 7, 8. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for liking the live. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Have a good evening. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to do 1,469. So we have 1,469. And we have 1,400. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching this reckoning bar, this horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. So what we're doing is we're making sure that all these beads that are touching the horizontal bar, the reckoning bar or the beam, that's being counted. So we have 1,469. That's what that is. And then it takes me down to here. So we have 6,361. 6,361. That's what that looks like. So we're going to color it in our abacus. We have 6,361. There we go. And then it takes us to this number over here. So we have 7,727. 7,720. I'm sorry, 4. That's a 4. It's supposed to be a 4. So we can color in our abacus. We have 7, 5, 6, 7. We have it again. 5, 6, 7. We have 20. This is 20. And then this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 7,724. There we go. How's it going? Okay. So then our next number is 6,448. So we have 6,000. So we have 5, 6, 400, right? 48. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay. And then we have 9,170. Oh, good, Wyatt. Very good. And then when I'm done with this, it'll be your turn. And you're going to have to let me know what the number is. So, but let me finish my maze. So we have 9,176. So we're going to put in our abacus. 9,176. This is part of my maze book, How to Read the Abacus. And everything is a maze. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much. So we're going to do 4,000, right? 4,778. So we do 4,778. So we do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we can do it again. Hey, TikTok T, welcome. How are you doing? How's it going? Welcome back. Okay, 7,608. That's what 7,000 looks like. So 7,000, we're going to color it in. We're going to do 5, 6, 7, 600, 0, and then 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's what it is. So now, are we ready? Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Yes. It's starting to gain steam. Hold on just a minute. I need to let my dog out. Ugh, you're annoying. Go, go, go. Ugh. Yes. Yes, people are starting to understand. The Matrix wants me to teach abacus. All right, so are we ready? Wyatt, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so this is now your turn to let me know what number these are. It is now your turn to let me know. So when we're looking, you're going to have to let me know what number this is. What number do you think this is? These are going to be 4 digits now. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, right? And so we're going to have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Thank you, TikTok T. Yes, you're right. It is. We have 7,921. See, it's so easy, right? You get to know how to read the abacus. It's very easy to actually understand what's going on. But that's what we're doing. The first thing we need to do is we need to understand how to read the abacus. When you understand how to read the abacus, you'll know how to do some adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the first thing we're going to do, what is it? 200. Okay, so we have to take this number, right? We got to go down here. That's where we're going. And then we have this number over here. So don't be shy, Wyatt. I'm hoping you're still here. If you're still here, let me know. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So what number do we think that is? So people know, those of you that are joining, every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. This is what we call an abacus. An abacus is a counting tool. Thank you so much. Oh, hey. Yes, 1,000. Thank you, @Lax. 1,384. Well done. Well done. You are absolutely right. So how do we get it? We have 1,003. 1, 2, 3. We have 8, 80, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Well done. Not 26, cool cat. 26 looks like this. That's what 26 look like, because we have our tens and our ones. We're looking at 4 digits, so it's got to be a 4-digit number. So with our 4-digit number, we have 1,384. So I'm not sure how you got 26. Yes, thank you, 300. Welcome. Yes, the blue bead will always be the value of 5. So you have to pay attention to the blue bead, because some people forget that it's there. So what we're going to do is pay attention to any of the beads touching the horizontal bar. That's why I always try to clear my abacus before we start. So now what we do is we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So what number do we think this is? We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Thank you, Papa. I think Cool Cat's just a troll, so I don't pay attention to trolls unless they're making a smart comment. Ah, are you sure? Okay, so we have 7,582. Well done. Well done. It is 82. Ooh, Nicole, we do 8 is this. That's what 8,592 would look like. So you add an extra bead, but we're doing 7,582. So we have to pay attention. Every column is 9. It only goes up to 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So when we look, we have 9, 9, 9. And then we can count. When we're counting, we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10 will always be here, right? It's always going to be next to the ones place. When we look, we have our place value. Every place value is a, thank you, shh. That's a funny one. Okay, so every column has a place value. When we look at the column, that's not good. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So when we're looking, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. Cool? So that was 7,005. Okay, so that's what that number is, right? So we're going to go over here, and we're going to carry on to our maze, and we have our next number. What is our next number? We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So hundreds, thousands, tens, and ones. What number? Thank you. 3,900. Woo. 3,900. Well done. Yes, Papa. Papa. Yep. And Corey, yes, well done. 3,295. Great. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1. Or not 1, that's 5. That's 5. Ah, thank you. Thank you, T-Bear, Branson. Hey, Branson. Thank you, Branson. Thank you. Shh. All right. So we have 3,295. It takes me down to here. And what number do we have? So we have our thousands. We have our hundreds. And our tens and our ones. Hello. I hope I do better. Hello, Robert. I'm sure you'll do fine. Almost, Papa. The 9 is actually like this. That's what 9 looks like. So we're looking at the 4. So it's actually 1,000. Thank you, TikTok T. It is 1,784. Well done. So we have 1,784. Yep. And then that would take me to this one. So we have like that. And then we come down here. So what number do we have here? We have our thousands, our tens, and our ones. Nope. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. There we go. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think that is? Whew. Thank you, Papa. Well done. 5,869. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much. Ha ha ha. Robert, we have to remember that the top bead is a value of 5. The 1 looks like this. That's what 1 looks like. But what we're doing is we have the top bead. The top bead will always be a value of 5. Yeah? How are we doing? Is that all right? Thank you, Branson. 60. I think that was a typo because 60 looks like that. So we have 5,860. But I think that's a typo. Okay, that's a 9. And then we're going to go over here, and then, hello, Joey. Yeah. All right, cool. So we have our next number. We have 7,000. I'm sorry. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Hey, Joey. Almost. 7745. Well done. Thank you, Corey. 7745. Almost, Robert, almost. We have 7, 5, 6, 7. 8 looks like this. That's what 8 looks like. And this is not 1, this is 5. This is 1. So the number that Robert had was 8,841. What we were looking for is 7,000. So the difference between the 7 and the 8, right? Do you see that? There's a difference between the 7 and the 8. And then there's a difference between the 5 and the 1. That's the difference. So it's all about the placement of the horizontal bar, whether it's on the top of the bar or bottom of the bar. When we're looking, we have the top of the bar, that's always going to be 5. At the bottom of the bar, that's what's going to be counted as 1. So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2. But because we have the top bead touching the horizontal bar, now we have to count 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, and then 1. Robert, did that make sense? Hello, Blake. Okay, I think I just answered that. Okay, so we have 7. Okay, good. I hope that made sense. How do you add on the Abacus? 7, 7, I'm sorry. I gotta find my number. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Shh, we're gonna get to that. I know. Oh, okay, yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again, Robert. So we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. How do we do? Our thousands, oh, there we go. Yeah, we're going to get to addition and subtraction and multiplication, and you can do division on the abacus. But for right now, I want to make sure that everybody understands how to read the abacus. Because if they don't understand how to read the abacus, then there's really no point for me to do the adding. Yes! Yes, Robert, well done. Well done, well done. Thank you so much, Robert. Well done. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Brenton, T-Bear. Yes. Oh, I thought you were shushing. Yes, it was their username. Yes, well done, well done. It is 2,939. Well done, well done. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we have our 1,000, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think this is? Yeah, that's what sh gets for having a username called sh. Branson, I'm thinking that's a typo because at 8 looks like that. We're doing 7. So yes, 4, 7, 4, 7. Well done, Robert. Well done, T-Bear. Thank you, Papa. Well done. Right? Branson, does that make sense? I think there was a typo though. Okay, so that takes us to this box over here. And now we have this. We have our thousands. I know that's a little much because I know, right? Let's go. Because Robert can.
Oh, I can see everything.
Great. So we have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. How are we doing? Thank you, Robert. Yes, Robert. Well done. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Branson. Well done. It is 9,918. Next number. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. Thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. Well done. Woo! See, you guys are now on a roll, right? Oh, 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 oh. Thank you, guys. 200. Oh, so close. Political videos 97. Almost. I know why, though. So, let's do a little review. Let's do a review. So, we have not 2, even though there's 2 beads here. The top value is a value of 5, right? So, instead of doing 2, that's what 2 looks like. 5. So this is actually 5, 6. So it's 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and then 1. Did that make sense? Political videos 97. So when we do 2,000 looks like this. That's what 2 looks like. This is 6. So this is 2, this is 6. So we're going to change that to what you had. And then, again, that's 6. So we change that to 2. And then this is not 3. This is 3. Make sense? Hello, hello. All right, so we have that. And then we have 1666. I'm going to fall and keep watching your videos. Did you what? Did that not make sense? Did I not explain it well? So we have thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Thank you. Yes, we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. T-Bear, Branson, Papa. Well done. Well done. I don't know. Political Videos 97. Did that not make sense? My explanation was not political enough? I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. And this is my maze. For those of you that are interested, actually, I don't have this one in stock right now. I do have another one that's in stock, which is either a 2-digit or a 3-digit. I do have these ones. So what we just did is we're learning how to read the abacus. After we learn how to read the abacus, we're going to start going into, thank you. You make it fun and interesting. Thank you. Wait for my sound bites. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please keep your mind open.
Now, open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
For those of you that are old enough to know where do you purchase it? It is on my TikTok shop. I have it available. This one specifically, I have it available. Or if you want, we can do a bigger one. This is a 13-column one because size matters. So the reason why is just it has more digits. That's all it is. The bigger the digits, the longer the questions, the bigger the numbers. That's the way it is. So when would I use this? I'd try to use this when I do multiplication and division. The other thing would be, and it doesn't matter about the color. What matters is about the positioning of the bead. So when we're looking and I line them up, right? You might be wondering, why am I in the middle? The reason why I'm in the middle is because I have a label. This label right here is going to tell me that this is my ones place. This is my ones place right here. I have another one over here. This will be my ones place. So when we're looking, we can do our ones. When we count, we do 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And then 5, right? So if you have to notice the 5, right? The beads that are touching the horizontal bar is considered, right? Is considered counted. So we have 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. I don't know if Political Videos is still here. Hello, Shirley. So when we're looking, this is 9. What's after 9 is 10. This is what 10 looks like. How do I know? Because just like how we write, we have our ones and our tens. Exactly how we write. We have our ones and our tens. And then after that, we have our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. Just in case we forgot what our place values are, that's what it is. And that's why I have this little place card, this placard. And then you'll notice that after my ones, right here, between the tenths and the ones place is a decimal. So now we have room for decimals. So we have our tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and so forth. But then you might be wondering, well, what if I have a really big decimal, like a really small number? You could choose this one over here. If you choose this one over here,
Pokemon, I choose you.
then everything would shift over. That's all it is. It's just all about perception, right? So then I have my ones, hundreds, ones, tens, but I have no more room for hundreds. But I can make a really small number. So I can do 1.00001. You could do that. You could do that. But that's why I choose this one over here. I start this one over here.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you.
And then I'm over here. So then I have my ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. That's why I started over here, because I have room for the thousands. So if the blue, thank you, Robert. So if the blue was all down, is it 60? If the blue is down like this, no, this is not 60. Let me find paper. Is this paper? Can I use this? Okay, we'll use this. So no, if it was down like this, it would be like that, right? 60 would look like this. That's what 60 would look like. 6, 0. This would be 0. So 0 is our place value. I start children as young as 3 years old And what we do is we learn how to read the abacus, we learn how to count our numbers, and we understand how the numbers work. That's what I would do. But yeah, and then what I did is I do have like abacus for children. I'm trying to find some paper. I don't know why my kids don't write. Anyways, there we go. Okay, so if I wanted to look, so 60 is like that. And then I need, okay. So yeah, there's this abacus that I have. It is a preschool abacus book, and I was trying to get the kids young. And so what I was doing, oh yes, I'm sorry. So this is a book for ages 3 to 5, because they're starting to learn how to write their numbers. So yes, so if I do 60, let me go back to 60. 60 looks like this, right? That's what 60 looks like. So yes, Branson, the question is if all the beads down, yes, exactly. It would be this 5555555, right? And I need here it is. So you're right. It would be 55,000, 555.55. Yeah, you could do that. So I'm sorry if that's all the beads coming down. Yep. So, would I start to focus on major or minor? I don't know what your major and your minor is, Kyla. What's the purpose of having the blue beads rolled down for 60? This is completely new. What? We're just counting. That's all it is. I don't know why. This would be 5, right? So 60, right? So if we counted, we can count by tens. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Can we do addition? Yeah, we're going to do addition right now. But we have to... I'm just answering questions right now. Okay, so, yes, you can actually do, for those of you that are interested, you can actually do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on the abacus. Hello, my name is Lynette, and if you're looking for some books... thank you guys so much for the gifts. I just looked up. Thank you so much for the gifts. I see that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're looking for books, I have books in my TikTok shop. I also have it available here. My name is Lynette. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years. And I would start as young as 3. 2 is a little young because they're still not able to sit down. And it's up to you. Okay, thank you, Becca. So we're going to continue on. We're going to understand how to move the beads. Oh, that's what we got to do. So we learned how to read the beads. That's what we did. And I have books to do that just for those that are interested. Now, you might be wondering, well, why would adults want to learn? Adults would want to learn if they like to enjoy jigsaw puzzles, word searches, Sudoku, chess, logical puzzles, number crossword puzzles, chain links, and word searches. I'm going to add abacus to it because we can do basic arithmetic, adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and we're going to understand how to move the beads. So the first thing we're going to do is understand this is to go through the book. Let me show you a little run through of the book. So this book is my first book. And what I was trying to understand, I was trying to get the kids young because in Abacus World, we didn't focus on children that are younger than 5 because we were hoping that the kids would be just enough, old enough to understand their numbers. But I'm like, no, you know what? Abacus is math and math is abacus. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to incorporate a lot of activities with an abacus. And so this was just a lot about like understanding how to read the abacus and how it relates to the number. And that's what this is. And so we have activities for the number as well as, what sort of abacus. And so this is like a one-to-one. You know how like they use a die in school? Well, the idea is to be able to subitize. You could do the same thing with the abacus, but the abacus is more versatile than just a single die. Then we have pixel by art, pixel, and then we have color by number. And then after this one is lesson 2, which is the numbers from 5 to 9. And again, we did 5 to 9 because I didn't want to have to explain place value just yet. We go into place value in the other books. And so this one is again just activities on how to recognize the numbers and what it means on the abacus. After that, we talk about what counting forward, and after counting forward we count backwards, and after counting backwards then we start talking about the relationship of the numbers. So what comes in between? So if I give you two numbers, what comes in between? And then if I give you the numbers around it, if I give you the number in the middle, then tell me what the numbers around it, and so forth. So this is just a brief overview of what the book entails. This is about the bigger comparison, right? If the number is bigger or smaller. And we do it again for two more. And then the way I have it is I just broke it up to different ways of doing it. So now we're going into what I call moving the bead. It's also considered adding. But the first thing we're going to do is understand, in the abacus world, what we do is we focus on the second number. Why do we focus on the second number? Because we don't care. The answer will always be on our abacus, no matter what. So when we're looking, here is my number, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 on my abacus. Do I have enough to add 1? Yes, I do. Yes, I can. So I'm going to add the 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So the other thing I want to do is also realize that when you're moving the beads, right, this is a standard size abacus. Because it's a standard size abacus, it doesn't matter how big and burly your hands are. You should be able to just use the edge of your fingers to move the edge of the beads. And you want to be gentle. You don't need to be delicate. You just need to be gentle. The reason why you need to be gentle is because the beads move very easily. Because the beads move very easily, you use your left hand to stabilize it and use your right hand to do the calculations. But I have to be up early. Okay. Thank you, T-Bear. I'll see you later. Not a problem. Hopefully I'll see you in my next live. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the gifts. But I'll see you in my next live, yeah? Because we go on into understanding more abacus. So the other thing is, okay. And then if I had all 5s, like we had all 5s, right? Thank you so much for the garland. Thank you so much. Don't flick. Because if you flick, then your answer becomes wrong.
And flick. Oh, you flicked too hard, damn it!
So what we're going to do is we're going to move with intention. So if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then 5. And then you'll notice I'm using the edges of the beads to be able to do that. That's what I'm doing. So don't flick, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to move with intention. And that's what we're going to do here. So again, in abacus world, we focus on the second number. This is the second number, and we have our question, right? We have 7 on the abacus. We have 5, 6, 7. We have 7 on the abacus. We want to add the 2. When we add the 2, we're just going to move 2 beads. 1, 2, and just move it up. So my final answer is 9. And then we can do it again with the 5. So we could do 5 plus 3. We add the 5, we add the 3, which is fine. We could do that. In mainstream, right, you do dots. You could do dots, and then you would have to count each dot, right? So we have, no, this is 5, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. You could do that. Or you could do it with the tally marks, which is fine too. But you know what? In abacus, we can actually scale it. Because if we want to, we could do 50 plus 30. 50 plus 30. And it gives me 80. This is why we have this. You could do the dots. That's a lot of dots. That's a lot of counting. And you'd have to start grouping it all. You could do that. Or you could do it on the abacus. There's another one. We could do it. We can take it another step up. We could do 500 plus 300, and it gives me 800. You'll notice that the 8 is right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have to pay attention to the place values: ones, tens, hundreds. Make sense? Does this get taught? No, this doesn't get taught in school. Actually, I take that back. Some people learned it because it might be called an enrichment program, or some people might have learned it because it's for an accommodation. And so I was like, you know what? The average people need to learn abacus because I think abacus is the greatest thing. But no, it's not, unless the teacher knows how to do it. There's not very many people that know how to use the abacus. I've been teaching for 20 years, and so I actually have a learning center out in Monterey Park, but I decided to go to the internet and see how it works. So, Branson, I hope that made sense. Hello, Extra Bacon! This is, thank you! This is awesome! Awesome! Oh, you know what I should do? I should get that little girl that says, "This is awesome!" Oh, that'd be a great sound bit. That's a great sound bit. I got to do that. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to add 5, right? We add 5. We're going to focus on the result. We're going to focus on the second number. The second number is all we got to do is you push it up. The reason why it's different is because we can see the numbers and every number is represented. Because the numbers are represented, it is very easy to know what we're trying to do. So that's why we pay attention to our numbers. We have a conversation with our numbers. We're not just doing numbers. We're not just, going through the numbers and be like, oh, yeah. Because if you notice, every number is visible. Because if you look at the numbers, these specific numbers are symbols, and these symbols do not really translate to what we see it in our brain. Oh, thank you so much. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool. When you're part of a team. Yes. Okay. So when we understand it, and then when you know, just like you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. Why? Because when we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, you just move it away. It's not a separate strategy. It's just a mirror, right? You add it, you subtract it. You put your jacket on, you take your jacket off. It's exactly the same thing, right? If you notice, what I'm trying to do is show you that if you add it, you go to the horizontal bar. If we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar. So if I have my number 2, and again, we're focusing on the number, right? We're focusing on the second number. If we add 3 to the abacus, I want to take away 2. To take away 2, all I got to do is remove the 2, and that's it. Cool? So, I say they work all the time, right? So when we're doing, right, when we have 3. And we have 3. What are we doing? We add 4 to the abacus. I'm over here. We add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I take away the 3?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. We can take away the 3. So my final answer is 1, right? So what we're going to... Hello. Welcome back. All right. So I'm going to do it again. I have 3 on my abacus. I want to add the 5. To add the 5, I just bring that down. And when I bring that down, that's all I got to do is I got to bring it to bring it down. So when I add the 5, and I have 8 now. Okay, so subtraction on the abacus isn't that bad. No, it's not. We don't need to do separate strategies. It's exactly the same. Thank you, Branson, for the question. Yes, Xavier, I know. There's a lot of lagging. Lots of lagging. All right, so we do it again. So we have, now we're going to do the 6. When we move the 6, right, adding the 6 is doing this. That's all we're doing. When we take away the 6, we move it away from the horizontal bar. So we have 2, we add 6. We take away the 6. Add the 6, take away the 6. That's it. That's it. And so when we're doing, we have 7. We have 7. So we have 1 on the abacus, 1 on the abacus, 7, 5, 6, 7, 7 on the abacus. And then so our final answer is 8. So we take away 7. We just do that. Okay. I hate the kids that are introduced to the calculator so early, and it takes away from learning math. Yes. I guess what they're trying to do is they're not trying to make Albert Einstein's, because Albert Einstein was able to do math in his head. He was able to write out the equations. Right? Anyways. So we have 9 on the abacus. And then we want to take away the 5. But I like the abacus because you can visually see your numbers, but you actually do the calculations in your head. So if I take away the 5, all I have to do is move the bead and move it like that. So I take away the 5. So my final answer is 4. It's the same thing with the 6. Here we are at 7. Okay, so 7. I have 3 on the abacus. 3. I add the 6. Can I add the 6? Yes, add the 6. And then I want to add the 7. Take away the 7. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Take away the 7. And there we go. So my final answer is 2. And that's it. That's it. That's it. But wait, there's more. Okay, that is it for the preschool book. There is a whole series of understanding how to add and subtract. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. For those of you that just joined, please keep your mind open.
Now, open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Now, what are we going to do? What we're going to do is now we're going to understand the next thing. But before I continue on, let's do a little review for those of people that just joined. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. And I'm going to do a little bit of accounting. So when we count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching this horizontal bar, hello, my name is Lynette, and I have a bunch of abacus. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, please, that's what's being counted. Because it's being counted, I know that this is 4. 4. All of these other columns is 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If I want to do 5, this is what 5. The top bead will always be 5. And then we have 5 and then 6. So we have 5, 6, and then 7. 5 and 2 is 7. We know this. 5 and 3 is 8. 5 and 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 plus 5 is now 9. Hello, hello. Oh, there's a huge thunder. I lost connection. I don't know if we lost connection or if I'm just lagging, because I think TikTok is lagging. So then we have 10. That's what 10 looks like. 1 and 0. Thank you everybody for joining. Please check in with your orange heart me up here where my head is. So then after 10, we do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. 20 is a 2 and a 0. Okay, so that's how we count on the abacus. I'm going to continue on with our math lesson, and what we're going to do is we're going to understand how to add. Now, what's going to happen is, what happens when we don't have enough beads? When we don't have enough beads, we have this concept. This concept is 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Then we need to do some modification.
You need modification! Modify!
What is the modification we need to do? It is when we need to add, right? What we need to do is we need to add. So the question is, and this is going to be very simple questions. The reason why the questions are simple is because I want to make sure I'm trying to make sure that you understand the concept and not just be stuck on the simple addition question, right? So when we're looking, we don't need to memorize 4 plus 4. What we're going to do is we're going to understand this concept. 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. This is a concept we're going to understand. The reason why is because we have this 5 that we need to utilize. When does this happen? When I have 4. When I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 on my abacus. Let me use some money. Maybe that will help. Okay, so I have 4 on my abacus. I have 4 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a problem, right? Now what I want to do is I want to add this 4 right here. But guess what? I have no more pennies because I'm broke. And I have no more loose beads on this column. This is the column we need to add the 4. This column has no more beads. So guess what though? I'm not that broke. You know why? Because I have a nickel. This nickel will replace my 4, but that's too much. I need change back. I need 1 back. So I take away 1. My answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could show you again on my abacus. 5, take away 1. So my final answer is 8. And there we go. So that's the power up. We powered up our formula, our addition sentence. That's what we did, because we took this concept and we're making it understood. And we could do it again with the abacus. We could do it again with the number 3. So I have 3 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3. Right? I need to add 4, but again, I don't have any more extra beads to add the 4. Guess what? I don't have any more loose beads, right? So what do? I have to give you my 5 cents. 5 cents is enough. So my 4, I give you 5 cents, but that's too much. I need to take away 1. So let me take away 1. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. So I could do it again with my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. And my final answer is 7. Does that make sense? How are we doing?
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
And we could do it again with the 2. So what I'm doing now is I'm just solidifying the concept, right? So what I do, I'm just solidifying because we just do it again. We do it again and again, and we just practice. We practice until it becomes automatic. And that's all the things you need to do. You just need to practice and understand it. And is there anything else? Yeah. After this, we're going to learn how to add the 10. Right? But the first thing we need to do is understand the concept of compensation, understand the concept of balancing the equation. So I have 2 on my abacus, I have 2 pennies, 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to add 4, but I don't have enough beads. I'm not going to memorize a different strategy every time I need to add anything. I'm just going to understand this concept, right? Over and over again, right? So what we're doing is I add the 5, that's too much, I take away the 1. So my final answer is 6, 5, 6. So I can show you again on my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. Hello, Principal Martin. Principal Martin, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a little bit. How are we doing tonight? So we're going to do it again with the 1, right? So we have 1 on the abacus. I want to add the 4. There's not enough beads to add the 4. This is the column I need to add, right? I only have 3 to add. So I need to compensate. I need to balance the equation. If I have the 4, I need to take away the 1. Because I was taking away the 1, my final answer is 5. I could do it again. Add the 5, take away the 1. And my final answer is 5. That's it. This isn't simple. Right. All right. How are we doing? Does that make sense? For those of you that have joined early and not late, user 852, that's easy. If it's 15, take away 10, my answer is 5. It gets easier as you do it. That's what happens when people come in late and they just kind of come into a conversation. I wonder how to explain this concept to my preschool child. Oh, you know what? So you know what I do is I talk about the 5 cats in a tree. So when we talk about the 5 cats in the tree, right, we have 2. And what I do is I put it on the abacus, I have 2. And then what I'm going to do is I need to add 4. I need to add 4. So I go to the 5 cats in the tree. If you go to 5 cats in the tree, grab 4 cats, and 1 cat runs away. Does that make sense? So I add the 5, I go to the 5 cats in the tree, and I take away 1. And that is the cat that runs away. Did that make sense? So I don't use money when I talk to preschoolers. What I do is I use concepts. So that's why I added this. So in the beginning of this book, I start talking about how there's the trees and the cats, if that makes sense. And then they have to find the missing number. And as they find the missing number, they start to see that there's a pattern. And when they start seeing the pattern, then they can go through. Does that make sense? So I add the number line, but Abacus doesn't use number lines. And so then after that, we do how many cats are in the tree, and you color it in. So you color in 2 cats, you got to color in the 3 cats, by itself. So you have to do 2 different ones. Does that make sense, Inefa? Hello, Jello. Ha! Yes, thank you. Yeah. So I don't use and then what I do is instead of, and then I would let them to make sure that they remember this formula. So because they're young, they're not going to know why. There's no need to know for that age. They don't need to know why. What they need to know is +4 is equal to +5 minus 1, and I'd use that as a like a little. Is this like I would use that as a like a little sing song, like a rhyme and they're more visual, yes, and they're going to see it, right, and they're going to know that this is the 5 cats in the tree, right, this is the 5 cats in the tree, and then I do it again with other things, but I use the money for adults just because it's easier for us to understand, right? Is it like a calculator? It is kind of like a calculator. Thank you, user 852, but it's more like a counting tool, which is funny. It's as simple as a counting tool. So yes, the preschools are more visual, but I think people in general are visual learners. I think people in general, unless you're blind. But then if you're blind, you do have an abacus that is available to you, and it's called a Kramer abacus if you're blind. But I think we're all very much that we don't understand what the numbers mean because these are very much like symbols. I'm sorry, lots writing out your work without using pen and paper. Yeah. And you know what the difference is? The difference between mainstream math and abacus math is that abacus math gives you a restriction, right? Whereas in mainstream math, you get a blank page and the sky is the limit. And that's one of the problems. The problem is there's too much there's not enough bringing it closer to organization. It's just like, here's just everything you want. And I'm like, what do you mean? So if you get a blank page, it's like you could draw anything you want, or you can have a bunch of numbers. So I think the problem is like there's not enough organization in math, which is very strange because math is all about organizing, because you have these blocks, you're given blocks, right? You're given these blocks, but like the problem is for a child that has ADHD, you can't organize it, which is very interesting. Whereas on the abacus, it's organized for you. You have your ones, your tens, your hundreds, your thousands, your 10,000s, and you can pay attention to where you are on the abacus. And it's very interesting to make that analogy. Like, I didn't even think about like classroom management, having 30 kids with all these blocks. Woo, that's a lot, right? And so, hey, oh man, How's it going? I'm thinking learning this and then moving the blank paper would be a foundational. Would be, yeah, exactly. So that's why the blank piece of paper, I mean, you could draw like trees. There's a lot of doodling that happens with a blank piece of paper. But for like this, right, it's more structured and it's organized. And I think that's what the key is. I think the key is the organization. So user 852, let's do a count. Don't worry about it, Omen. You're just on time. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. All the beads that are 4. That's what 4 looks like. Does that make sense? So then we have 4 and then 5. 5 is just the top bead. This is what 5 looks like. We have 5. And then we have 6. We have 6. We have 7. We have 7. 8. We have 8. 9. We have 9. So then you might be wondering what 10 is. 10 looks like that. That's what 10 looks like. Now why? Why does that look like 10? Because every column is a place value. Because the column is a place value, right? There you go. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. 1976. I don't know if there was a decimal point, but that's what the emoji. Yes, exactly. There is an abacus. There is an abacus emoji, which is really funny. And even if you did it on your even on my phone, if I even did math, nope, that's not what it is. If I did math, there it is. Do you see that? Funny. Okay, so you're right, Albert. Oh, the wizard is never late. Okay, is always the first decimal, the second to the right? Yes, right? Because this is the first, this is ones, and then after that is the tenths and the hundreds. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Thank you so much. So that's the one thing. So now what we're doing is we're understanding concepts, understanding the concept of compensation. They're doing it's a new terminology that they're doing in math called compensation, but it's very common in Abacus world. Because Abacus world, what we do is we do balance the equation. So when we're that's the other thing, right? So the other thing is we need to memorize this, which is fine. But in mainstream, they're said, okay, you know what? You need to know how to make a 5. You need to memorize how to make a 9. I'm like, why do we need to know how to make a 9? So what they do is they need to know that 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. I'm like, why do we need to memorize this? Because I can see it on my abacus. I don't need to memorize this. If I do 2, I see 7, 5, 6, 7. Just bring it together and I have 7. You can do it again with a 3. So I have 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you need to add 6 to make a 9. Well, yes, I do. I just need to add the 6 to make a 9. So you're going to see the number pattern, right? You don't need to try to figure it out. We don't need to memorize this part. If you just look it on your abacus, it will be there for you. So then we have 4. We want to plus the 5. You plus the 5. That's it. We don't need to memorize this because it shows us on the abacus, which is really crazy, right? Okay, so we're going to continue on. We got to do plus the 3. Plus the 3 is exactly the same. The concept's the same, but what we're going to do is what? We're going to do 3. 3 plus 3. We're not going to memorize our numbers. We're not going to memorize doubles. What we're going to do is we're going to understand the concept. The concept is 3. When we add the 3, right? 1, 2, 3. We need to add another 3. Well, what's the partner of 3? The partner of 3 is 2. So if I have my nickel, I give you my nickel for the 3, but that's too much. So what am I going to do? I just take away the 2. Take away 2. That's it. So my final answer is 6. So we have 5, 6. So I could do it again on my abacus. I can do 5 and take away 2. My final answer is 6. Subtract. Right? Right? It is. Pop, did you just join? Thank you, Principal Martin, for the gifts. Thank you so much for checking in. Please, everybody, before you forget, please check in. Are you live every day around this time? Yes, I try to be live around this time. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm going to try to be live around this time. Yes. I did. Don't catch up. Just let me know and I will review. That's 3. It is not 3. What is 3? Oh, what is 3? 3 is plus the 5 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 2. Thank you so much. Oh man, thank you so much. You know, honestly, as long as you don't give me like bad comments like you should use a calculator or what's the other one? This is too hard. Or the other one that really set me off was what? I don't know anything. And I'm like, you don't know anything? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, cats stuck in a tree. Oh, that's a good one. Cats stuck in a tree. Maybe we'll do that. Because I was thinking, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking about The Incredibles and how Mr. Incredible was trying to get the cat out of the tree. And okay, so that's the other thing. It's not hard. It's just different. Exactly. It's just different. It's unfamiliar. No, in algebra, the question is shown. And it showed me three. Oh, interesting. I don't know. A couple of nights ago, this dude saying you could do it simpler way. Oh, yeah, I remember him. But I think he might be on the spectrum. Because the way he was talking, and I felt bad that I blocked him, but I think he was on the spectrum. Because there's a couple of people, like, that are on the spectrum. If they're open to it, then they're open to it. If they're not open to it, then you can't really change their judgment. But, yeah. But I do think he was on the spectrum. Hello, Mark. Okay, so, Pop. Let's do another review for Pop. And then we're going to continue on. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. This is what 10 looks like. 10 looks like that. That's why 10 is why. The reason why is because every column is a place value. Oh no, you know the best one? The best one was this one guy. I think it's a guy. His icon was dumb. He said you should use a calculator. And I said, why? And he's like, no. And then what it was is his icon, his profile picture was fishing. And I said, why are you fishing? Just go to the supermarket. I thought that was a really good one. It was hilarious. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I get a kick about all those, the trolls, because it's kind of fun. It keeps you on your toes, right? It was brilliant. I think I have it recorded. I have to find it. Oh my God. The only bad thing is I can't blow up the icons, the profile pictures. Okay, so we understand this, right? Do we understand how to make a 3? Omen, did that make sense? How to... Did that make sense? Thank you, 300. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Omen. I love comedians, and I like how they just do a comeback. Anyways, so how are we doing? Does this make sense? If it doesn't, I have another way of explaining it. We talked about the cats in the tree. We talked about the money. I can do another one too, and I was thinking about it too. It was a package. So here was another way to do it. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we are. Oh no, we got to do it this way. I think this was a brilliant idea. So we do 4 on the abacus. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. We do 4 on the abacus, right? I want to add 3. But guess what? I don't have enough. But you know what I have to do is I have to go get my package. My package is always going to be worth 5 items. This is my package. Because my package is here, it's always going to be 5. But, that's too much. I only need 3 out of this package. So I got to separate my package, and I have to take away 2. Right? Then my package is broken up, and I just use a 3. That's why we subtract the 2. Right? Completely. Hello, Lorenzo. That's making more sense when I come to class. Yeah, right? It starts to make sense. It takes a little bit. Because it's a different way. We're just unfamiliar. It just takes a different way of thinking. It's not new because Abacus has been around for some time, but it's different. And so when we look at it, right? So that was why I did the package. So sometimes people just understand, like, this is my package of 5, right? But then what happens when I tape it? If I tape it, that's too much. I got to take away something. I got to take away 2, but I have to take it away from the loose beads, 1, 2, and I take it away like that. So then I'm left with 7, 5, 6, 7. And I can do it again on my abacus. I add the 5 and take away the 2, and I'm left with 7. There you go. Yeah, I like that little package. I got to figure out how to put that into the book. That, and also I got to figure out how to put the money into the book too. I've been working on that. So you can't take away if there's exactly. You can't take it away if it's together because they're all taped. That's why you got to take it away from the loose beads. That's why you got to take away from the 4 because the 4 has loose beads. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because there's loose beads here, I can take it away from here instead of breaking my package. But the idea of the package was I only have 5. That's why this 5 can't break. I love the analogy. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it took a little bit. Like I was trying to figure out another way to explain it, because when I learned abacus, and it was just memorizing, and nobody told me why, and so I've gone through this process and the journey of understanding, like, why are we doing it, how are we doing it, and how do I explain it to other people. And so in abacus world, we were just told you just plus the 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 2. We're told to memorize it. But I was like, there's got to be a better way than memorizing. And for me, I want you to understand the concept. This is very easy. I know this is very easy. We're big people. Okay, Branson, I'll see you later. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good sleep. See you in my next live. But yeah, that was the thing. That's the reason why I wanted to go this route with like being a little bit more explain it a little bit better for those people that don't see it the way to memorize it, because I don't want you to memorize. I want you to understand the concept. So what we do is we understand that we have a number bond. The number bond is 5, right? And what connects to it is a 3 and a 2. And this is why if you want to add the 3, you have to use this part here. You have to use this part here. Maybe I'd add this to my next book. Oh, maybe that's good. Yeah, I've been trying to come up with different ways of explaining it, but it's the same thing, just a different way. So if the package holds 5 and you can't take away the 3 because they're together, what do? Yes, so if you look, right, I'm at 4. Oh, I'm at 4. But there's not enough. You can't break it. So what do? You take it away from the loose place. You take it away from the previous number. Does that make sense? Because it's loose. 1, 2. 1, 2. So I have my package, but I have loose ones too. It's so elegant. Like, it's crazy on how simple it is. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Oh my God. When I
can see everything.
I was like thinking about this, and I was marinating on this. I'm like, this is why we do it. We take it from the previous number. I'm sure we're all adults here. I tried asking the question. That made sense. Yes, it makes a lot of sense because you can't break the package. So you have to take it away from the 4, the loose beads. Right? Why don't you move the blue? That's what I did. I added the blue. Why doesn't the blue? You can't separate this blue, right? Because it's always going to be 5 no matter what. So when we look, it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. When we do 4, right, we have 4 on my abacus. I want to add 3. I have no more beads to add the 3. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no more beads, right, to add the 3. So that's why we need to utilize the 5, the package. We have to utilize this 5, but guess what? I can't break this package. If I can't break it, I got to get it from somewhere. If I get it from somewhere, what do? I take it away from the loose package. And my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Ah, older adults could benefit from this. Yes, you're right, Mark. I actually have a person, and I haven't seen him for a little bit, but he's like 72, and he was really understanding it. And so what I was trying to do is I was trying to relate it to Sudoku, crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, word searches, chess, logical puzzles, number crosswords, and so forth. So if you like puzzles, you'll like abacus. Yep, you answered the question. I was going to ask. Thank you. Not a problem. Yes. But that was like the crazy. And like when I started seeing that, I was like, oh my God, it's because we have our loose, right? We have it here. So we add the 5 and we take away the 2. And then we get 7. I'm like, that's brilliant. But see, in mainstream school, we have to memorize this. We have to memorize 3 plus 3 plus 1. We could do all of that. Or we look at what we have. We look at what we have and we figure out what we can do with it. Yeah. 7, did that make sense? We do move the 5. We do move the blue bead. The blue bead is moved, but then it's too much, right? Adding the 5 is too much, so we have to take away the 2. So usually I would use the dime, the nickel penny, right? If I do this, right, and I give you my 5 cents, it's too much. So if you give 5 cents, it's too much. I have enough money. I just have to. I need to break it. I need to break my 5 cents. But to break the 5 cents, I need change back. To get my change back, I need to take away 2. So I take away the 2. So my final answer is 7. Oh, good. Oh, good. Hello, Kyla. Stella, I don't know what your major and what your minor is, and I'm not sure what you're asking, because I know there's no abacus as a major. I'm definitely for sure that there's no abacus for minors either. So what's the purpose of the solid package of the 5? You can't take it away. The purpose is to count, just as we count here. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Because we want to stay in the one column. We're not using multiple columns for our number. That's why we have this package. That's why this package cannot be broken. Just like we do carryover, right? We could do the 10. We'll add the 10 right now. Maybe that will help with adding the 10. So adding the 10 is also a very similar concept. Are we ready for adding the 10? Adding the 10 is a very similar concept because we still need to do that. We still need to balance the equation. Let's start going into that, right? Because this one, I mean, after you understand 3, there's a 2, right? And then there's a 1. But 1, okay. So let's do the next one, right? We could go to the next one, which is making the 10. There we are. Does that make sense, Omen? Okay, so here we are adding the 10. We have our question 9, right? 9 plus 9, 9, and we want to add another 9, but we don't have any more beads to add the 9. So what do? We got to go to the tens place. We got to carry the 1. 10, right? But that's too much. We have to take away the 1. See how the concept is very similar? The concept, wait, it just clicked. Loose package are the ones, yes, that are under the, yes, they're under the 5. Yes. 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 The loose package are the ones. Yes. And the other is the 5. Yeah, the one top bead is the 5. So when we're looking, yes, we're using the ones with the loose beads. And it will be the same thing with here too. So we have so that's what we're doing. So my final answer is 18. What is our formula? Our formula is this. Yes, I'm understanding. Yes, you are. You are. Well done. It's exciting. It's exciting when students really get it. And it's so amazing when that happens. And then they become star students. But it just takes a little bit because it's unfamiliar. We're just unfamiliar with this concept. So what did I just do? I'm going to modify this.
You need modification. Modify.
So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate this variable. The 9 is what we're looking for. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the 10 minus the 1. That's what we're going to do. Because what we need to do is we want to add 9. We need to add the 9. But to add the 9, this is something we're going to have to substitute. We will substitute this information. Now, when do we use it? We use it when we need to add the 9. And when we add the 9, it's very common. So here we go. 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 And it's the same thing. Right? We have 8 on the abacus. 8 on the abacus. I want to add the 9. Because we know how to compensate, we know that if we add the 10, we need to take away the 1. So the concept gets compounded. It is 18. Yes, thank you, Steven. Thank you, 7. It is. It is 18. This one, right, we know what this is. We know this is 17. Why? Because it's 1, and then 7. 5, 6, 7. So this is 17. And so when we're looking at it, when we want to add the 9, we have to do compensation. We could do it with the beat. We could do it with our money. I could show you how to do it with the money. Money. Okay, I need my 10 cents. I don't have my 10 cents. So when we're looking, it's the same thing. If I found my 10 cents, it'd be fine. No, I lost it. I'm out 10 cents. I don't know. I'm such a mess. Okay. Oh, nope. Okay, anyways. So, pretend I have, oh, there it is. Here it is. So, if I have 7 on my abacus, oh, can't see that. If I have 7 on my abacus, right? 7 on my abacus, 7 on my abacus. I'm going to plus the 9. Plus the 9. plus the 9. What do? I have to plus the 10 minus the 1, plus the 10 minus the 1. So right? Minus the 1. Take away the 1. And then that's what I did. So, welcome back. There's a really long lag. Okay, so our final answer is 16. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. 16. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're doing the concept of substituting. Add the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1, which is very different than mainstream. Mainstream is very interesting. So here is another concept. Let me see if I can find my paper. So here, it's very different. We can do this. So in what mainstream, they talk about 23. Oh, that's a plus. I should have did minus. You need to know how to add, right? It counts up. Oh, I did that wrong. This is wrong. It should have been a minus. This is supposed to be a minus. I did that wrong. These are minuses. So it's supposed to be 23 take away 19. So what do? In mainstream, they take away the 10, so this becomes 1, and then they have to carry the 1, right? Then they're going to have to do what? They're going to have to memorize that 9 and 4 is equal to 13. Whereas in Abacus, all we need to do is minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. That's all we have to do. And that's what we have to memorize. But in mainstream, you have to memorize how to make 13. Then you do it again, right? To do 15, you have to take away the 10, and this becomes 2, and then you add that 10 to the 15. But then you need to know that what? 9 and 6 is equal to 15. But what do we do in Abacus? Abacus, we just need to know 9 minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. That's it. So I would rather go the Abacus way because it's a lot easier and it's less to remember. But that's just me because I'm really lazy. We can do it again here. So then we have 8. That's too much, so we got to make this to 7. And then what do? We take that 10 and we add it to there. And then they have to memorize what? They have to memorize that 7 and 6 is equal to 16. 9 and 6 is equal to 16. But in Abacus world, we just need to know this. Minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. That's it. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy on how the difference is. There's a lot of memorization in mainstream school. But in Abacus, we just need to know the fundamentals and then we're set. So how are we doing? Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. I know there's been a little bit of a lag. For those of you that are interested, my name is Lynette, and I have some books available for Abacus as well as in my TikTok shop. If you're interested, I do have them available here. I have some mazes and some Abacus, and they're all Abacus there. It all depends on how the question's set up. It all depends on how the question equation is set up. No. It doesn't depend. It depends on what the second number is. It just depends on what the second number is. That's all it depends on. It doesn't depend on anything else. If we do the Abacus way. For those of you that are interested, my name is Lynette, and you can buy my books in the TikTok shop. You can also buy Abacus. So, I sing algebra. Yeah. It depends on how you set it up in algebra because there's so many variables in how you do it. However, in Abacus, there's a structure and there's a framework and there's an organization. So the first thing we need to do is understand our arithmetic, right? If we understand our arithmetic, then we will have creativity on our understanding how to do higher math, if that makes sense. So when we're looking at it, you don't want to start off children trying to be abstract. I don't see why the kids don't know. I don't think the kids understand how to think abstract. I think that's a very adult thinking. The kids can have an imagination, but it's different than abstract thinking. And when their prefrontal cortex becomes more developed, then it's easier to understand. But I think we are disservicing the children if we're trying to get them to do more, thinking that they are not capable of doing just yet. Yes, thank you, Omen. What's the question? practice. Okay, what's the question? And then, oh, for those of you that just joined, let's review about how to read the abacus. We're going to review the abacus, and this is how we count. When we count the abacus, we're just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. If you notice, every column is a place value. So we have 10, 10, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So when I look, I can count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. And then we can count by hundreds, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and then 1,000. So if the children keep up with this, they practice, they can actually eventually learn polynomials. Yes, they can. And it's interesting because there's little remnants of algebra in arithmetic. And so the difference is what? The difference is in elementary school they don't talk about polynomials. They don't talk about all those other things. But in Abacus, we introduce the concepts so that when they go into polynomials, it's a little bit more familiar. Hello, Christian. How are you doing today, Christian? Yeah, that's what's catching on because of the questions. Yes, exactly. So that's the thing, right? Like, my kid, he went into algebra and he was never taught algebra. I never taught him algebra. But he goes into algebra and he goes, I kind of know this, but I don't know why I know this. I'm like, you know this because it's very abacus-like. There's a lot of elements of abacus inside algebra, but we have it as mostly known stuff and we have formulas. And it's very interesting on how it's being processed. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, abacus is the gateway to complex math. It is a gateway to algebra. And it's just one of those things that makes learning higher math a little bit easier. Because it's being taught at an earlier age. Thanks, Rosie. How about you? I'm excited. Oh, good luck with the job interview. I was tearing. Yeah, not a problem, Moment. That's a very good question, and especially, but see, there's only so much I could say just because I don't know algebra. That's why I have to draw on you guys on like what have you learned and what can be related, because I know abacus pretty well, like so well that I think I can explain abacus to anybody. But it's to try to relate it to the curriculum as well as to the board of the school and stuff, because you have to kind of sound smart. I'm not smart. I'm just here to teach. Like, hello, welcome back. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out the whole idea of the polynomials. I know in abacus we do distributive properties, and when we do multiplication and we do division, I think that's where it starts to go into polynomials. The way you set up the equation is the way you'd set up polynomials in a way. Yeah. See, that's what I wonder. There's a lot of similarities on how abacus was constructed. And I think it just started, like this specific abacus, I think started in maybe the 70s or the 40s. I can't remember. But I do remember, and I was talking to another person. Hello, Brittany, welcome. I was talking to another person. She knows abacus through the Chinese way, and what they do is they do a lot of counting up. And I'm like, whew, that's probably why it never caught on to Eurocentric math. But I think the abacus, the Soroban way, I think is very similar to the Eurocentric math, that it just makes everything so much simpler. Yeah. How you doing, Brittany? Whew. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just jibber jabbering. Okay. You know what? Let's do some what? Let's take a look at some numbers. Yeah. I think it'd be a good time to start review. For those of you that just came in, we are going to learn to read the abacus. Yeah. And that's what I've noticed. I heard that doing long division is beneficial for algebra as well, which is beneficial because abacus only does long division. Oh, I don't need that one. I should do it this way. There we go. All right. So, welcome everybody. We're going to be learning how to read the numbers. How are we doing? Okay, so if I start from here, what number do we think this is? Hello everybody. Hello. So we have our hundreds, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, and our thousands. We are looking at this. What number do we think that is? So my thousands, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What number do we think that is? I'm going to put on my abacus. I do my hundreds, my thousands, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What number do we think that is? A little bit of a trick question. For those of you that are just watching, please let me know what number you think this is. Oh, if not, we can continue on with adding and subtracting. Let me know. But I know that sometimes it's always good to go back to understanding how to read the abacus. Okay, how do we do? We have 1,200. Nope, 1,024. Oh, I don't know how you got that, twisted mind. That's a very twisted number. Sorry. No, it's not 1,000. 1,000 is this. That's what 1,000 look. If we look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You almost got the 2, but it's not 2 because we have to remember there's a top beat. The top beat is a value of 5. So we have 5, 6, 7, and then 5. Almost, Ali. We have 4,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 7, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 5. Yes, thank you. 4,975. Well done, Omen. Does that make sense? Yeah, because now you see. Now you see.
Oh, I can see everything.
4,900. So we got to go this way and it takes me to here. So then we have our thousands. For those of you who are just joining, we have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. And I'm going to color it in. So after I color it in, my abacus, my thousands, my hundreds, my tens, and ones. So for those of you that are in, I have a 3-digit abacus maze book available in my TikTok shop. That's what I have. This one we're doing a 4-digit one. Thank you, Omen. It is 8,488. 8,800. Yep. Is it too many numbers? I can bring it down to 3 digits. And then we have that number right here. What number do we think? Maybe we go 3 digits. So we have our thousands, our hundreds, tens, and ones. Thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. What number do we think that is? What number do we think that is? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. How are we doing? Thank you, Omen. Yes, 5,865. Well done. Well done. Thank you, Ali. Yes, 5,865. Well done. Makes sense. Hello, Tyla. Thank you so much. Okay, so 5,865. Well done, well done. So we're going to go here. And now we get to the next number. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. What number do we think that is? We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know in the comment what number you think this is. What number? 7,000. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Omen. Yes, well done. See, there's a comma. Do you notice there's a comma here? So, like, Omen has a comma. Oh, I should do that. Omen has a comma, right? This is where the comma is. So it tells us the label where the comma is. This is why this is the thousands. So this is 1,000. Hello, Deceptive. So we have 7,129. Well done. 7,129. Well done, well done. I'm getting it. Yes, well done, Omen. Hello, Deceptive. The TikTok is lagging a little bit. I have my thousands. I have my hundreds. I have my tens and my ones. What number do we think that is? Thank you, Omen. It is not 4. There is no 4. Am I back? I don't know if I'm back. Yes. Thank you, Craig. It's a mixture. It's a mixture. So I mixed it all up to keep you on your toes. It is not just 3 digits, but it can be 3 digits. Thank you, Craig. Twisted Mind. Yes, thank you, Twisted Mind. It is 9,608. Yes, well done. So our next number. See, you got to be flexible with your numbers, Omen. Tricky, 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 tricky. So our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. How are we doing? How are we doing? There's a lot of lag. Thank you, Papa. Thank you so much. Owen! Omen! You forgot the 0 in here. You got to pay attention to the different columns. So your ones, your tens, hundreds, and then thousands. And we have to have the... Oh, right. Brittany. Thank you, Brittany. Papa, you're 1 number off. I'm sure that was a typo. And thank you, Brittany. Yes. So if you notice, there's the comma. The 1,000, 9,000. The 9,000, there's my comma. So now I know that this is the thousands. We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Well done. Well done. Thank you, Bridget. Hey, Bridget. Thank you, Twisted Mind. Yes. Wait. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yep. 9,300. No, 9,035. 9,035. Abacus talk. I can't even. What? Abacus talk? Are you saying? Wait. This whole thing is Greek to me. Abacus talk? Really? All right. No, it's not Greek. It is Japanese. It should be like Japanese. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. It's the coolness anyways. Nonetheless. Yes. Thank you, Papa. Yes. Well done. So how do we get that? We got that with 7, 5, 6, 7. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is always a value of 5. So when I'm going to color in my abacus, we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7. 5, 6, 7. All the beads that are... yeah, yeah, this is a Japanese abacus. This Japanese abacus does the counting, and it's very common in everywhere else. It's very international. There are also competitions of abacus. There's abacus competitions, and I don't know if you've seen the one TikTok where this woman was competing with Bill Gates, and Bill Gates had a calculator, and she could do calculations in her head. Well, she does it through the abacus way. I believe she does it through the Soroban, and I think she's also teaching it too, which is really kind of cool. I'm not sure how she teaches it, but I teach it differently, and I know I do. But I'm here to educate the people in the Matrix how to use the abacus. Thank you, Courtney. Oh, yeah, Courtney. That's a good one. Thank you, Courtney. Okay, yes. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Papa. Yes, 7,445. That's what it is. And it takes us to 45. Yep, takes us to here. So we're going to travel to this box over here. So what we're doing is we're learning, Courtney, we're learning how to read the abacus. After we learn how to read the abacus, we will go into adding and subtracting. So we have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Thank you, Brittany. Yes. Thank you, Papa. Well done. Well done. We have 1,890. Well done. How do we get 90? We have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Bree. Thank you. And 0. Don't forget that 0 is a placeholder. That's the 0. So the 0 happens to be in our ones column. So we have, there we go. And then, oh yeah, I should have showed the how abacus is everywhere. Okay, so we have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Oh, I'm back. Oh, Bree, thank you so much. It is not 9,000. 9,000 is that. We're looking at 4,000. We have 700. Thank you. We have 700, 5, 6, 7, and we have 3. 1, 2, 3. 30, looks like that. That's what 30 looks like. But it is not 30. It is not 80. It is 30. So we have 7, and then 3, and then 0. All right. Thank you, Twisted. Bree. Twisted Minds. Thank you so much. So we have 7,000, 4,730. And then we have this one over here. We have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So if I color it in, there we go. 1,000, thank you, Bree. 1,206. Well done. Well done. Good job, Omen. Bridget. Okay, good. 1,206. And it takes us to here. How are we doing? So we have our hundreds, thousands, that's our thousands. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. Well done. Well done, everybody. So we have our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. 2,441. Well, 1,000 looks like this. 1, 4, 4, and 5 looks like that. Does that make sense, Elvis? So when we're looking, 1 is this. That's what 1 is. We had 1. And then 5 looks like this. So we have to pay attention to where the beads are. The 5 is up here. And then the 1 is here. But we had 2. We had 2 over here. Thank you, Twisted Mind. Thank you, Casey. Right? So we have 2,441. Real quick. What's real quick? Okay, we're almost done. And then we're going to go into some adding and subtraction. Okay, how are we doing? We have what? We have our thousands, hundreds. Oh, thank you, Omen. I appreciate that. 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 0. Thank you for what you do. Oh, not a problem, Omen. Thank you for the questions. I do appreciate it. Oh, I don't know what that means. Elvis! I don't know what you're doing, Elvis. 1, 6. Twisted Mind. 1 looks like that. 5 looks like that. Thank you, Casey. 3 looks like this. 7 looks like that. You guys are very close. Very, very close. Very, very close. Yes. I don't know. Okay. So Elvis. 1. Does that make sense? This is 1. Does that make sense? 2. Right? Yes, thank you, Omen. 3. Elvis, are you still around? Okay, good. Does that make sense? 4? Good, good, good. Okay, yes, thank you. Casey, yes. I think I actually scrolled to Japan. I'm completely out of my depth. It's not that difficult? Okay, where are you? Elvis, do you understand that this is 4? Courtney, do you understand that this is 4? Just saying. Do you know that this is 4? Yeah? Good. I'm going to use this. 4. Right? We have 4 pennies. I don't know where you are in the world. I'm in California. So we use American money. So we do pennies, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? Make sense? I don't know if Courtney's around. Courtney, are you around? So if you do 5, 5 is the top beat. That's what 5 is. 5 is 5 cents. You're in Texas. Okay, good. Okay, good. So you guys should know American money. So we have 5. If I have 1, this is 6, right? That's 6. If I have this one, the 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Make sense? Yes? Because I'm using sense. 8, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good, Elvis. Right now it makes sense. So your number didn't make sense because it was 1, 0, 2, 1. When we were doing this, it was actually 2 because we have the 6. I'm sorry, we have 6. How do we get 6? 5, 6. That's what this is. And then we have the top bead is 5. Then we have the bottom. Then we have these ones. This is 3, 5, 6, 7. It's not 3. It's 7. 3 looks like this. 7 looks like this. 3 and then 7. This is 3. This is 7. You have to pay attention to the top bead. That top bead is what makes it a higher number or a lower number. If I take it away, I have 2. If I add it, I have 7. If I have 3 and I add the 5, I have 8. 5, 6, count from 1. Right? So what we're doing is we're understanding to counting on. That's a kindergarten skill. We don't want to count on. We don't want to count from 1. We want to learn how to count on. So in Abacus, we're counting on from 5. Use the top beat to count on to the other numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the other number is 5. This is 5. This would be like, counting from 5. And then we have 6, 5, 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. We have 5, and then 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 2 is 7. Courtney, did that make sense? Casey, I struggled a bit until I started coming. I think Casey was doing really good. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I kind of see it. It's very different from how we learn math and counting in, yes, it is different because in America, in Eurocentric math, there's a lot of counting on in the elementary school. Yes! No. No. Almost, Elvis. 6? Oh, no, you're doing this one. Yes, you're right. It is that one. You're right. You're right. I thought you were talking about my abacus. 6, 5, 7, 0. Well done. Yeah, in mainstream math in public schools, they do a lot of counting on. But in Abacus, we don't do counting on. We do concepts. We do concepts. This is so much easier to learn. Yeah, you know what? And it's interesting because it's very visual, right? We don't have to really know what the number 4 looks like. We just need to read the abacus. So we do 4, we know that this is 4. Wait a minute, this is not 4. This is 40. Why? Because we need to still pay attention to the place values. Every place value, right? Every column is a place value. So we have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, our 10,000s. And then after our 1s, I've been out of school a little bit. After 1s is our 10ths and our 100s. We have this as our decimal places. So our decimal places happen between our 1s and our 10ths. That's it. Cool. Yeah. And so we can continue on and what we understand what we're trying to do. So this is what about reading the abacus. Do we want to do more or do we want to start learning how to add and subtract? Welcome back. All right. So yeah, I have different ways of trying to learn the abacus, but it's a different way of understanding. Because in mainstream, there's a lot of counting up and there's a lot of memorization. But in abacus, we don't memorize that much. So like for this one, how to make a 9. It was interesting. Hey, teacher, do you strictly teach? Yes, I only teach abacus. And I'm trying to build a business around it. I'm trying to see if I can build a business around it. Because I believe abacus should be everywhere. That's why I'm trying to abacify the world. That's why I'm trying to build out all the worksheets and workbooks and TikTok lives and all this and that. Because I want to educate you guys how to read the abacus. Because I think it's the greatest thing. It's the simplest thing. And it makes your math easier. So, in mainstream school, right, they're taught that they have to memorize how to make a 9. And on the abacus, we don't need to. Because I have 1, I know my number is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just bring it together. That's 9. If I did this, about how did you learn start? I had to learn it because my dad wanted to open a learning center for his retirement. And so he was said, "You're going to learn how to use the abacus." And I was like, "I don't even know what it is." And it was me and my brother, and we both had to learn how to use the abacus. And as I started learning the abacus, I realized that we didn't have to memorize as much as we used to. So like I remember that whole like learning how to make a 5 and learning how to make a 10. Understanding how to do that, I realized that now. Oh yeah. How old are your daughters? See if I can ask. But yeah, like this one, the other one is like make a 9. It's like if I have 3, I can see 5, 6. I don't need to memorize that 6 and 3 are a pair. I don't need to memorize that. The reason why is because my abacus shows me. So I can do it again with the 4 and the 5. So if I do 4 and 5, 4 or 4 and then 5, it's a 9. That's it. So what we do in abacus world is we focus on the second number. We don't focus on the result. We don't try to make a 9. What we try to make is a 5 and a 10. This is what we're trying to do. Once you learn this, 16, 7. It would take a little bit. 16, you can teach the 16 if she's open. If she's open. Just like how you're open to it. 7 is a little young. 7 months is a little young. I would say 3 or 4. If you have the patience, you could do 3. But at 3 years old, they're just learning how to do the numbers. They're understanding how to count and so forth. So then when they're understanding to count, then I would just, start using it on the abacus. Just count. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then 5. That's all 5. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's also good that you're learning it right now. So then when your child does get ready, then you can start introducing it. But yeah, I would introduce it early. Like when they start counting is when I would start introducing the abacus, just because then they can relate that the abacus is everywhere. Abacus is really everywhere. I found an abacus. Ooh, that's cool, Brandy. I teach 3rd grade and I've been wanting to. Hey, what kind of abacus do you learn? Some kids are a little more advanced than others, so it's different understanding. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Brandy, what kind of abacus do you have? Is it a 10 bead or is it a soroban? There's a difference. And if you have a 10 bead, we can modify it. So the 10 bead is more of a 1-to-1 correspondence, whereas the soroban is about concepts. So there's a bunch of concepts that we need to know, and that's what this is. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. 5 plus 1 is equal to 4. And then 3 plus 3 is equal to 2, and then 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. I'm sorry, I didn't even know why I said that, but I think I'm just kind of jibber-jabbering. Then again, we do the pairs of 10. So the pairs of 10 is 5 and 5 is 10, 2 and 8 is 10, 7, 3 is 10, 6 and 4 is 10, 1 and 5, 1 and 9 is a 10 bead. If you have a 10 bead, you can modify it. You need
modification. Modify.
So coffee bean, if you want to make it into a soroban, into a Japanese abacus like this, what I would do is I would tape 5 beads across like this. I'd tape it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd tape it. And there's 11 columns. You're so enthused. I'm here for it. Okay. And so, here. So if this was your across, right? I would tape the 5 over here and I would do it again. I'd do it for all of them. So then when you're done, I need another one. And then when you're done taping one side, only tape one side, right? When you finish taping one side, then what I do is I'd flip it like this. So then you can have a string and then you can have it as a soroban like this. Like that. So then if you look, it's very similar now. If I do 5, I do 5, right? I do 1, I do 1. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, you could do it like a soroban, and then you can utilize what you have. Yeah, you don't need to buy an abacus if you already have one. You just need to modify it. And then I would ignore the bottom bead, right? And then every column would be a place value. So this would be my 10s. So then be 5, 50. So 59, and then 69, and 79, 89, 99, right? And then I have another one. Yeah. Brandy, there are 11 columns. Is it 10? Oh, is yours 10 beads across as well, Brandy? Or is it 11? It might be, 10, 11 columns is, I don't know why they would do 11 columns. Oh, ha, ha. Here we go. Here we go. So we have 9. That's a very good question. We have 9. Cocoa latte. We have 9. Every column is a place value. We have 9. And then we have 10. Just as you write. When you write, how do you write? You write 1, 0. That's it. That's how you write it. If you write 1, 0, it's how it is on the abacus. 1, 0. Funny, right? Yeah. I mean, I have books and stuff all about the abacus and stuff. But thank you, Omen, for the comment. I get really, I really nerd out on just teaching like the simple way of abacus. It's so simple. It just amazes me. But thank you, Chocolate. What if a blank is the one in the middle? What if it has a blank in the middle? Like this? Like that? What if it has a blank? I think what happened is you have a broken one. If it's blank in the middle, like it's missing a column, then if it's missing a column, then I think it's broken. Because there shouldn't be blank. It's better to have someone who's passionate about something they love. I do. I'm going to have to buy the kids' version for myself. There is another one. Hello, Miracles. Welcome. There is another one. This is a 13 column one. It just means that you can use more numbers. That's all. Brandy, I'm confused with yours. If there's a blank middle, I don't know if that's a true abacus or if it's broken. It sounds like it's broken. And Chinese. Paul's on budget. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, there is a Chinese abacus. I don't know if it looks like this. So this is a Chinese abacus, and it works very similar to the Japanese abacus, but apparently they do counting up. So if we count, it's the same thing, right? We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we trade it in. That would be 5. After 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. After 5, we have to trade it in to do this. That's 10. But then because this is 10, we have to trade it in to do that. So our final answer is 10. And then we do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then do it again, 16, right? We have to trade this in to make it 5. So we do 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Because we have to trade this in, we got to do that after 20. And then because we have this, we have to trade it in for here. So now this is 20. Yeah. Brandy, I don't know if yours is different. So on the Japanese abacus, we do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then there's no more beads. We have to do 5. 5 will always be this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10, 11, 12. I'm sorry. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. They're kind of similar, but kind of not. Thank you for everybody joining. Please check in for your orange heart me. And what are we doing? I have this available if anybody is interested. Okay. Hello everybody. Okay, so we're gonna be counting. So that's what this is. That's a Chinese abacus. And then, and that was the making of the 9. It was crazy. I can't believe that we're teaching the kids how to do that. We're teaching the kids to memorize when you don't need to memorize. You don't need to memorize how to make a 9. It's just redundant. That's all it is. Redundant. All right. How are we doing? Why don't they use the abacus in school? I don't know. I don't know. They have counting bears, and they have these bricks, but I don't know. I don't know why they don't. I know some school districts have a Reckon Rec, which is a Dutch abacus, but it's still a 1-to-1, and they didn't really adapt to the Japanese soroban. And it's interesting, like the Japanese soroban is way more efficient than the 1-to-1 compensation. Yeah, they should apply this. It's so useful. It is very useful. Mine, okay, sorry. Mine looks like the one on the right. Oh, yeah, with an extra column. Thank you for teaching it. Oh, yeah. So, if it looks like this one's a Chinese abacus. And if it looks like this one, then I would just use the middle beads. You could do that. And you would ignore the first two beads. So it'd still be the same, right? Because then it would just work the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10. So I would ignore the top bead and the bottom bead. If you want to go through the abacus way, the soroban way. If you want to do it the Chinese way, you can, but I don't teach Chinese abacus. No, the colorful. Oh, this one. Oh, so it looks like this, and if you're missing a column, then I think it's broken. Yeah. If you're missing one of these middle, then I think I think it's broken. But it's interesting. I'm surprised you would have that as an antique shop, unless it's like me. Is it made out of wood? So like, I have this one, and this one is my personal one. This is the one I actually grew up with. This is one I learned on, and this one's made out of bamboo, and this is Japanese made. This one is Chinese made. But anyways, and the way they have it is it's made out of bamboo, and it's very quiet. No, nothing broken, just an extra column. It's like the wooden one. Yeah. But then you're saying that it's missing the middle. I'm confused with that. I'm confused that it's missing the middle. This one is a 23 column abacus. And with a 23 column abacus, it works exactly the same. We have our dots. I don't know if you have dots. Labels? Do you have labels? These are labels. These are ones labels. Ones, thousands, millions, and then billions. But because my camera doesn't. So yeah, all of these dots, if you see, those are indicators. These are the indicators to tell you what place values it is. I'm very excited. We feel the same way. You guys are so funny. Okay, yeah. Brandy, did that make sense? No, it's broken. No, not busy. Just extra column in the center without writing. I'm so baffled. Extra column in the center without writing. Huh. All right. 11. I don't know. Thank you so much, Omen. All right. We're going to continue on. So we did some basic information. We did some basic counting, and then we understood how to make a 9 and how to make a 10. Okay. No, we understand how to make a 9. We understand how to make an 8. Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into how to make a 5. This is a very easy concept. I know we know this number, right? It's going to be 4 plus 4. We know this. We know what 4 plus 4 is. But what I want to do is I want to show you on the abacus. The reason why is because the abacus is different. This is a different way of thinking. So when we're looking, we want to do 4. We have 4 on the abacus, right? We have 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I need to add another 4. Now let me do it again. I have 4 on my abacus, right? I have 4 on my abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This 4 is this 4, which is this 4. These are all the same things, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So then I need to add another 4. To add another 4, I don't have any more loose beads. I have no more extra beads. So what do I do? But guess what? I do have 5 cents. Because I have 5 cents, I'm going to give you my 5 cents, and that's too much, right? Because I just need to give you 4. Because I just need to give you 4, I'm looking for change back. So I need change back. Give me 1 cent. And so I have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I can do it again on my abacus. I can add the 5, take away the 1. And so my final answer is 8. How are we doing? Does that make sense? I can do it again on my other one. So let's do 3. 3 on my abacus, 3 pennies. I don't have enough to add 4. Because I don't have enough to add 4, what do? I have a nickel. Because I have a nickel, I can give you my nickel, but that's too much. I need to take away 1. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. I could do it again on my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. And my final answer is 7. And then we could do it again with the 2. Okay. I think this is going to be about the last bit because I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache. So we could do it again with the 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. And then what? We can do it again. Add the 5. Because we add the 5, which is too much. What happens? We got to take away the 1. So my final answer is 6. 5, 6. I could show you again on my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. I've always wanted to know how to use the abacus. 30 and still lost. Oh, hey, Andre. Hi, Andre Clayton. Hold on just a minute. So, let's do a little review. Andre, thank you so much for your comment. We're going to do a little review. So this is 1. This is my abacus. Every time the beads touch my horizontal bar, this is my reckoning bar, it's counted. So this will be my representation. This is 1. Does that make sense, Clayton? No. Andre, does that make sense? This is 1. This is 1. Yeah? I need feedback. This is 2. This is 2. Thank you, Omen. This is 3. This is 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this is 4. Hey, Jazzy. This is 4. Right? Got it? Okay, good. So then this is 5. Right? This is nickel 5. So what's going to be 5? 5 is the top bead. Then we do what? 6. 5, 6. This is 6. 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello, Jazzy B. And then 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what's 10? 10 is just this. That's what 10 is. I need my, there it is. 10 is what? Every column is a place value. So if our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, our 10,000s. Does it make sense? So we can count by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. That's it. Thank you. Oh, okay. See you later, Omen. Thank you so much for the comments and the compliments and the conversation. I do appreciate it. And it was really good. It was really good. And I was really happy about the package and how you were really able to make that connection. So what the other 2 is the decimals, the tenths and the hundredths. So it'd be the same thing. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. Yes. Oh, good, Jazzy. Hello, Shani. Hello, Sam. You taught this so well. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's 20 years of me counting to 9. That's all I do. I'm just counting to 9. Hello, 199. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. It's just a lot of counting to 9. I've been counting to 9 for 20 years. It's fun though. It's fun. It's fun when you guys are getting it. When you get it and you understand what I'm saying. And then you can smell what I'm cooking. You can smell what I'm cooking. All right. So what are we doing here? Well, this is what we were doing is adding the 5. When we added the 5, right, we're going to add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's 2. We need to add a 4. We need to add another 4. But we can't have a 4 because why? We don't have enough beads. So we add this nickel. Because we have the nickel, I'm going to take away 1. I take away 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do it again. Oh, 4. I want to add the 5. Take away the 1. And my answer is 8. That's it. Okay. I'm a little bit spent. Thank you guys for joining. I am going to sign off. I am a little bit spent. I don't know how people can do it for such a long time. But yeah, I'm a little bit. So thank you guys, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for taking a look at my TikTok shop. I do have more books available. Thank you. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Casey. No, I appreciate you. I hope it makes sense. I hope you continue on. I'm usually on twice a day. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Yeah. and I'm trying to be on more scheduled. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope it was good. All right. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. I will see you guys all the next time I go live. Bye everybody. Hello, Adriana. I'll be back for subtract. Oh yeah. Remind me please. When you come back, remind me about subtraction, yeah? Cuz I'm not going to remember. Please remind me and then we will go into subtraction cuz it's the greatest thing. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy. You're going to cry cuz it's so easy. Yeah. Okay, Adrian. Okay, good. Good. Yes, please remind me we do subtraction. We will do subtraction. Yeah, cuz I know I didn't do any subtraction in this one. But yes, please remind me. That'd be good. That'd be good. I love it when you guys come back and be like, we need to learn this. Like I'll do a division question or I'll do a multiplication question. So yeah, come back with, let me know. Good. Hello, Shani. Right, Shani? You let me know where you are and then we will continue on. But this is just basic arithmetic. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you everybody for commenting and listening to me jibber jabber. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.